I made a mistake. I broke the law. I went to prison. The day comes when I am released. But once out, where am I? I no more belong to society than I did as a prisoner. I am ostracized, shamed. So again I break the law. I go to prison. Not a typical woman incarcerated in a state prison, Vivian Nixon had grown up in a working-class two-parent home, had a good education till high school in an affluent suburb on Long Island. But like many, she made some serious mistakes due to addiction and depression, and a non-violent offense landed her in prison for a 3 to 7 year sentence. In the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, she saw a chance to turn her life around by signing up for the college courses taught there. But just before they were to start, she was transferred upstate to another facility where no courses were offered. In 1994, the whole idea of educating prisoners was coming under assault. The so-called Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act doubled down on prison building while gutting college programs for prisoners. In 1994, there were 350 college programs teaching 40,000 inmates. A year later, there were fewer than 12. Ignored were studies showing college in prison kept up to a third of prisoners from repeat offending. And not in the reckoning was the fact that the maximum Pell Grant cost the country $5,500 per year and a prisoner $51,000. On the inside, Vivian grew to know women who had no future, for whom prison was the third strike after poverty and illiteracy. She began tutoring to help give them a chance. Days before her own release, she was handed a brochure about going to college through a group called the College and Community Fellowship. CCF is a non-profit that helps women with past criminal convictions pursue higher education, foster community, become leaders, and grow in artistic expression. As one of its first fellows, just 3 years out of prison, Vivian graduated with a bachelor's in Human Services Administration. A few years later, Vivian was leading the organization and targeting the hurdles of a world reluctant to accept individuals with criminal records.
One of the biggest components of our work is the community building aspect. The women who come to us to get help to go to college develop a community amongst themselves.
She brought focus to 6 things. No single factor matters more than higher education, which can remake, empower, and persuade. Take control of your finances. Live smart and within your means. Change your circle of influence. The crowd that got you into prison won't help keep you out. Get a job. Make a good first impression so that the felony conviction doesn't predefine you in the eyes of an employer. 5, and perhaps most importantly, let go of the guilt and the shame. As a reverend of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, Vivian believes in redemptive power. Lastly, what you achieve, you pass on, mentoring others to create a never-ending chain of positive energy that puts opportunity over punishment. In partnership with programs such as John Jay's Prisoner Reentry Institute, CCF has helped women like Leslie Campbell, 41, who served 2 years for assault, to graduate magna cum laude from John Jay College with a bachelor's degree in forensic psychology, and then to go on to pursue a master's, which she will earn in 2013. In 10 years, CCF has grown from an organization with a mere 2 funders and 2 staff to over 20 institutional funders and 12 staff. Its participants have earned 126 bachelor's degrees, 43 associate degrees, 57 masters, and 1 doctorate. Of more than 300 enrolled, only 4 have returned to prison. One day soon, Vivian hopes to bring the mission back within the prison walls through CCF's joint leadership of the Education Inside Out Coalition. Among its goals is restoring Pell Grants for prisoners' education, which Senator Claiborne Pell himself explicitly intended. It takes less than 1/10% of the Pell Grant budget with immeasurable returns to society. The president is intent on promoting education and raising the level of education for all Americans, Vivian says, and people who are or were once in prison are still Americans, as far as I know. I want every woman involved in the criminal justice system to have opportunities to recapture the dream she had when she was young.